Outs.
Leadoff man on for the Tigers here in the first. And Gleyber Torres at the plate with a runner on first, nobody out.
We kick things off in the top of the first, and the Twins starter, Xavier Matthews, is on the mound. Coming into this game, Matthews has a respectable 3.86 ERA in his last 4 starts, but he's been known to struggle with his command early in games. And right away, that issue pops up. He finds himself in a 2-2 count against the leadoff man, and you can see he's already laboring, trying to find his rhythm. He manages to get a called strike 3 on Gleyber Torres for the first out, a beautiful pitch with late movement that just froze him. But the relief is short-lived. Matthews then issues a walk to Kerry Carpenter. This is where the trouble begins. When a pitcher can't consistently find the strike zone, it puts immense pressure on the defense and gives the offense-free base runners to work with. With Riley Green, the Tigers' leader in home runs and RBIs, at the plate, the tension mounts. There's a runner on first, 1 out. Matthews wins the battle, striking out Green on a high fastball for his second K of the inning. A huge out. But just when it looks like he might escape the jam, he can't find the plate against Torkelson and issues another walk. 2 runners on, 2 outs. This is a classic early game pressure cooker. The very first ball the Tigers put in play is a base hit to center field. Keith comes around to score easily from second. It was a cutter from Matthews that just stayed flat over the outer part of the plate, and Torkelson did a fantastic job of just going with the pitch and poking it into the outfield. Just like that, following 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, the Tigers jump out to a 1-0 lead. For a team like Detroit, scoring first is a massive advantage. They have a very high success rate when they get on the board early. Matthews closes the inning by striking out Perez, his 3rd strikeout, but the damage is done. Now we hit to the bottom of the first, and the Twins get their first look at the Tigers' ace, Casey Mize. Mize, a former first overall pick and a first-time All-Star this season, has been lights out. Austin Martin leads off for the Twins and, after falling behind 0-2, shows incredible plate discipline to work the count and singles to center. A perfect start for the Twins. But the momentum stalls right there. Byron Buxton, fresh off the injured list, steps in, and Mize just overpowers him, striking him out on a devastating breaking ball that started in the middle of the plate and ended up in the dirt. With Martin on first, the Tigers' defense comes up huge. On the pitch to Clemens, Martin takes off for second, but the catcher, Dingler, fires a perfect strike to Sweeney, covering the bag for the out. An outstanding defensive play that completely kills the Twins' early rally. Clemens then grounds out to first, and Mize faces the minimum 3 batters despite giving up a leadoff single. A masterclass in controlling the game. As we move to the second inning, the story remains the same for Xavier Matthews, a lack of control. He gives up a slow roller to shortstop that should have been an out, but Lee can't handle it cleanly. It was a tough play as the ball jammed him, and he got a late start, but it's ruled a hit and Dingler is on first. This is where things could have unraveled. Matthews then walks Keith for the second time tonight. That's his 3rd walk of the game, which matches his total from his last 5 starts combined. His command is completely off, and the Tigers are patiently waiting him out. With 2 on and 2 out, he finally gets a ground ball to second base to end the threat. He's dancing with danger every inning, and his pitch count is already climbing. In the bottom of the second, it's a different world. Casey Mize is in cruise control. He comes out and gets Jeffers looking at a called strike 3 for his 2nd strikeout of the night. Mize is not afraid to challenge hitters, pounding the strike zone with confidence. He then induces a weak groundout from Matt Wallner. He's working efficiently, keeping the pace of the game in his favor and making the Twins hitters uncomfortable. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Mize, and you can already see the confidence building. This is the difference in the game so far. One pitcher is struggling to find his footing, while the other is in total command. Welcome back to Baseball Extra, where the Tigers are looking to extend their 1-0 lead as we head into the third. And extend it, they do. Kerry Carpenter, who walked in his first at-bat, comes to the plate with a different plan this time. Matthews throws him a fastball up and in, a pitch designed to jam him. But Carpenter was ready for it. He gets his hands inside the ball and hits an absolute moonshot to deep right field. A towering fly ball that just keeps carrying, and it's gone. A solo home run for Kerry Carpenter, his 22nd of the season, and the Tigers are now up 2-0. That was a pure power swing. Carpenter knew Matthews was struggling with his command and was likely to challenge him with a fastball. He didn't miss it. An absolute bomb that silenced the home crowd. Following the home run, Matthews retires the next two batters, but the psychological damage from that home run lingers. Now, for the bottom of the third, we get a fascinating mini drama. Royce Lewis, the first overall pick in the 2017 draft, steps up to face Casey Mize, the first overall pick in the 2018 draft. A battle of top prospects. But tonight, Mize is the clear winner. He strikes out Lewis, showcasing his superior stuff and adding another notch to his belt. That's his fourth strikeout of the game. James Outman, making his debut for the Twins, is up next, but he's no match for Mize either, striking out to end the inning. Let's take a moment to appreciate what Casey Mize is doing. After allowing that leadoff single in the first, he has retired 9 consecutive batters. He is in a complete rhythm, demonstrating why he was an all-star this season. Through 3 innings, the Twins' offense has been completely neutralized. The 4th inning proves to be a massive turning point, or rather, a massive missed opportunity for the Detroit Tigers. Matthews is still on the mound for the Twins, and his struggles continue. He walks the leadoff batter, McKinstry. He then gives up a smash ground ball that Clemens, playing in at first base, is able to snag for an out. A huge break for the Twins, as that ball would have easily been a double if he were playing at normal depth. But the walks continue to haunt Matthews. He issues another walk, and suddenly the bases are loaded with Tigers with nobody out. This is the moment the Tigers could have broken the game wide open. A single could score 2, a double could clear the bases. The Twins' bullpen is stirring, and Matthews is on the ropes. But somehow, he digs deep. He induces a pop-up for the first out. Then, with the infield in, he gets a shallow fly ball for the second out. Finally, on his 10th pitch to Dingler, he gets a line drive right at the second baseman to end the inning. Unbelievable. The Tigers load the bases with absolutely nobody out, and they do not score a single run. In baseball, these are the moments that can come back to haunt you. You have your opponent completely against the wall, and you let them escape. A huge credit to Matthews for battling through his control issues to get out of the jam. But for the Tigers, this feels like a massive loss. It keeps the Twins in the game, only down 2-0, when it could have easily been 4-0 or 5-0. And haunt them, it does. We head to the bottom of the 5th, and the Twins' offense, which had been dormant for the entire game, finally wakes up. Up to this point, Casey Mize has been nearly perfect, allowing only 1 hit. But baseball is a funny game. Jeffers leads off and reaches out for a pitch, blooping it into shallow right field for a single. Just the Twins' second hit of the game, but it sparks something. Wallner follows with a strikeout, Mize's 7th of the night, but you can feel the momentum starting to shift. Then, Brooks Lee steps to the plate. Mize delivers, and Lee connects, lifting a high drive to deep right center field. It's over the outfielders' heads, and one hops off the wall. 1 run scores easily. Here comes Jeffers all the way from first. He scores 2, and Lee pulls into third with a 2-run triple. The crowd is going wild. Just like that, the Twins have tied the game at 2-2. That ball was hit so high that for a moment, it looked like it might be caught, which is why Lee had to hold up. If he had run from the crack of the bat, it might have been an inside-the-park home run. But they aren't done. With the infield drawn in to cut off the go-ahead run, Royce Lewis comes up and hits a sacrifice fly to left field. It's deep enough for Lee to tag up and score from third. And the Twins have taken the lead, 3-2. After going 21 consecutive innings without scoring a single run dating back to their previous games, the Minnesota Twins have exploded for 3 runs in 1 inning to take the lead. This is why you never give up in baseball, and a perfect example of how quickly the game can change. A great team doesn't get rattled, and the Tigers show their resilience immediately in the top of the 6th. Now trailing for the first time, Trey Sweeney leads off and smacks a deep drive to right center, a leadoff double that echoes the 1 hit by Brooks Lee. It's clear that the tall wall in right center is a popular target tonight. After a walk and a fielder's choice, the bases are full of Tigers with only 1 out. The pressure is right back on the Twins. Riley Green, their best run producer, is at the plate. He does his job, lifting a sacrifice fly to left field. Sweeney tags up and scores, and we have a tie game. The Tigers have answered right back, and it's 3-3. In the bottom of the 6th, Casey Mize comes back out, determined to keep the game tied. After a fly out, he faces Clemens in a critical at-bat. He winds up and blows a 96 mph fastball by him for the strikeout. That is Casey Mize's 10th strikeout of the game, tying his career high. What a performance from the young ace. Even though he lost the lead, he's battling hard to give his team a chance to win. Welcome back to Baseball Extra, where this Tigers versus Twins game has turned into an absolute nail-biter. We are tied 3-3 heading into the 7th. With runners on the corners and one out, the Tigers are threatening again. Trey Sweeney is at the plate. The pitch from the reliever, Chris, gets away from the catcher. It's a wild pitch. Paris scores from third, and the Tigers retake the lead 4-3. Costly mistake by the Twins battery. The Tigers aren't done. With runners now on first and second, pinch hitter Jamai Jones steps in. On a 0-2 count, the pitcher makes a mistake, leaving a pitch down in the zone. Jones reaches down and pokes it into the gap in left center. Another run scores. Sweeney moves to third. It's now 5-3 Tigers. That was a fantastic piece of hitting on a pitch he had no business swinging at, but he found a hole. But the inning still isn't over. With the Minnesota defense expecting a bunt, the pitcher gets distracted. The next pitch gets away from the catcher, another wild pitch. The run from third comes home to score. It's now 6-3 Detroit. The Twins are simply falling apart in this inning, giving away runs on defensive mistakes. However, the Twins show some fight in the bottom of the 7th. They manage to load the bases, and Brooks Lee, their hero from the 5th inning, hits a ground ball that scores a run. It's now a 2-run game, 6-4. Later, with 2 outs, James Outman hits a sharp grounder towards first. Torkelson makes a spectacular diving stop and throws to the pitcher covering the bag for the out. But the runner from third scores before the out is made. It's now a 1-run game, 6-5. What an incredible defensive play by Torkelson to save the inning from getting worse. That was a run-saving and potentially game-saving play. Into the 8th we go, and the Tigers are looking for some insurance runs. They get a runner to third base. The Twins pitcher, Topa, looks the runner back to third, and then throws the ball away. A terrible, unforced throwing error to first base, and another run scores for Detroit. It's now 7-5. There was absolutely no reason for that throw. A mental mistake that proves costly. And who else but Jamai Jones to come through again? With a runner in scoring position, he lifts a single into the gap in right center. Sweeney comes home to score, and it's now 8-5 Tigers. Jones has had a phenomenal night coming off the bench, delivering 2 huge, clutch RBI hits. That's the insurance run they desperately needed. In the bottom of the 9th, the Tigers' closer comes in and shuts the door. A final strikeout ends the game. The Detroit Tigers have won the series, taking 3 straight from the Twins. What a ball game. The final score is Tigers 8, Twins 5. This contest was a roller coaster of emotions. We saw a dominant pitching performance from Casey Mize, a massive home run from Kerry Carpenter, a dramatic 5th inning comeback by the Twins, and in the end, the Tigers capitalized on the Twins' mistakes to secure the victory. This was a fantastic display of offensive firepower and defensive grit. Thank you for tuning in to this full game breakdown here on Baseball Extra. If you enjoyed our in-depth analysis and want more content covering the biggest MLB highlights, be sure to hit that like button, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload. Let us know in the comments what you thought was the biggest play of the game. Until next time, take care.